Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is the show where we take a stack of sources, really plunge into a narrative, and try to surface with the insights that, help you understand the big picture.
And today, we are right at the beginning. We're setting the stage for what becomes a huge, complex journey. But we're focusing really intensely on the immediate fallout from just one single contract, a job that seemed deceptively simple.
Deceptively is the word for it.
That's right. Our sources today, they cover the very genesis of an adventuring party. We're talking 5 very distinct individuals, plus this savvy rogue companion who all converged in Waterdeep. The mission on paper was just straightforward.
Yeah, just take a wagon of supplies down the high road to Phandalin. Simple.
But it was never simple. The moment they said yes, the ground just shifted under their feet.
Instantly, they went from being, freight handlers to the targets of a deadly assassin.
And in doing that, they uncovered this highly organized, hidden underworld network, operating right there, right beneath the surface of one of the busiest trade routes in the region.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're analyzing the very opening moments of this adventure. We're calling it Session 1. We are going to peel back the layers to understand how this really disparate group came together.
And what immediate dangers confirmed their contract was compromised from the very start. And I think most importantly, what crucial first mystery, this dangerous smuggling operation, they just accidentally stumbled upon before they even got close to their destination.
We're looking for the narrative consequence of every little discovery they make.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's begin where all great adventures seem to begin. A gathering. We're at the Ship's Wheel Tavern. It's legendary. It's in Waterdeep. You can just imagine the air is heavy with salt spray from the harbor. The city is this constant roar outside.
And the mood among our protagonists is already tense. So we have our 5 core heroes: Valindra Elidithis, Imogen, Pleptlep, Lyra, and Turin Redfoot.
Plus the dwarf rogue Ohio Jim. He's a key player here.
A very key player. And they're all there, gathered together, because they're all pulled by some personal connection or a really deep-seated debt to one person.
The dwarf merchant, Gundren Rockseeker.
Gundren is the absolute nexus point here. He is the gravitational center for this, truly eclectic group of people.
Right. And to understand the strength of this, this brand new alliance, you have to look past the job description.
You absolutely do. It's about the deep personal stakes involved.
Yeah.
These aren't just hired swords. They are fulfilling these profound promises, and their motivations are just rooted in past tragedy.
Let's start with Valindra Elidithis, the elven warrior. Her being there is just pure desperation and hope. The sources detail her backstory. She's fleeing this brutal childhood raid that saw her sister, Lura, just vanish. She's been searching for years, getting nowhere. Gundren's promise, his past kindness to her, it's the only fragile tether she has left to finding her sibling.
So this delivery for her, it's not about the gold.
Not at all. It's about getting Gundren's continued trust, his resources for her own personal quest.
And then you contrast that very focused quest for family with someone like Imogen, the sorcerer. Her journey is all about absence.
A gaping hole of forgotten memories.
Exactly. All related to some traumatic near-death experience in a dark cellar somewhere. She's just clinging to her spellbook, and she's following Gundren because he was an old friend, someone who helped her before.
She's hoping the danger, the structure of the journey will somehow, jar loose the locked doors in her mind?
It's like a form of intensive involuntary therapy for her. The high road is her treatment.
And then we have Pleptlep, the solitary turtle druid.
His debt is something else entirely. It's not monetary at all. It's spiritual, ecological even.
He's repaying an ancient debt of gratitude to Gundren, who helped him years ago after stumbling into a swamp. But Pleptlep's real motivation, his deepest one, comes from the devastation of his home, his enclave.
The slaughter of his family.
And the theft of his beloved dragon turtle, which he thinks might have been taken by the very dragon cultists he now dreads.
So this delivery job for him aligns with a much greater mission to restore balance. He sees Gundren as a key to getting the resources he needs for that bigger battle.
And Lyra's motivation, well, it's intensely practical, but it's also steeped in loss.
She was a pirate captain. A successful one, from what the sources say.
Until her ship, the Lurking Leviathan, was stolen and swallowed by the sea. A victim of treachery, bad luck, who knows? She owes Gundren a colossal debt.
Because he helped her get a new vessel.
Right. So this job is Lyra honoring that crucial debt. She's just trying to stabilize her life after everything fell apart.
And finally, you have Turin Redfoot, the gnome barbarian.
The sources paint him as a man who is just absolutely haunted by guilt.
He's running from an explosion he accidentally caused. It destroyed his father's workshop, and tragically, it took his father's life.
He carries that weight, that burden of accidental destruction. So when Gundren just offers a simple promise, I could always use some muscle, that was the beacon he needed.
This journey for him isn't a job. It's the only path he sees toward redemption. A chance to prove his strength can be used for building things, not just breaking them.
Exactly. So when Gundren and his companion, John Raskin,
a figure described with this unsettling precision as carrying the weight of centuries.
When they pitched this seemingly simple supply run, you have to understand the commitment level in that room.
These are not random hires.
No, they're a collection of intensely motivated people driven by loss, memory, debt, and redemption. And they are all now focused on protecting Gundren's interests.
And the briefing itself, it immediately signals that this is way more than just logistics.
Gundren, he's visibly agitated. He presents this small, ornate puzzle box. It's described as smooth stone, simple shape, but covered in these intricate, mesmerizing carvings.
And he places it into the party's care right before he and Raskin have to leave, urgently.
This puzzle box is the first great mystery. It is not just cargo, it's a symbol.
It signals that the delivery itself, or maybe the information inside it, requires personal protection. The sources don't tell us its purpose yet, which I find fascinating.
So we have to analyze the implication. What is this thing? Is it a key to the mine Gundren was talking about? Is it some kind of lock holding critical documents?
I think we need to linger on that box because the question is, why a puzzle box? Why not just a key or a sealed letter?
It implies a challenge.
Right, a secret that needs to be solved. Or maybe something that has to be protected from being opened too easily. It symbolizes the complex nature of the favor they're doing for him.
It forces the group, who are already, strained by their own pasts, to immediately adopt this mentality of guardianship, of secrecy.
Even if they don't know the secret itself. It's the narrative mechanism that elevates the cargo from just provisions to precious intelligence.
And compounding all of that tension is this environmental warning. As he's leaving, Gundren looks out at the storm raging outside the tavern, and he mutters that the weather feels unnatural.
Which is just a chilling sign right from the start. The world itself seems to be reacting poorly to whatever's unfolding. It links the political tension inside Waterdeep to this broader, maybe even magical instability.
That sense of pervasive unease, the puzzle box, the unnatural storm, it creates the perfect environment for chaos to just erupt.
And the moment Gundren and Raskin are out the door, the group is left guarding this enigmatic cargo in a city where the elements are hostile, and you can just feel that they are primed for danger.
And danger arrives almost immediately. The whole jovial atmosphere in the ship's wheel, where Ohio Jim in turn were just relaxing with the owner, Bart, it's just shattered.
By this sudden dissonant attack, it was an absurd, almost theatrical moment of violence.
A goblin, described as being pointedly clumsy, he attempts an assassination strike.
And his distraction tactic. Poorly trying to use a piano. It's just this surreal fusion of high stakes and really low-grade confidence.
It suggests maybe a desperate, ill-informed organization hired the assassin.
Could be. But that clumsiness, which is, kind of funny in the retelling, it makes the party's response that much more crucial.
Before that fleeing goblin can even leave the tavern, before real chaos can erupt and involve innocent bystanders, Ohio Jim, the dwarf rogue, just demonstrates this astonishing, deadly precision.
He draws his crossbow, the bolt finds its mark in a fraction of a second, and the goblin just falls. Silently.
The tactical consequence of that action is profound.
It is. It instantly establishes the party's competence and their ruthless efficiency. They didn't panic. They didn't get into some drawn-out bar fight. They neutralized the threat, surgically.
And this shifts the perception of the group immediately. It confirms they are not hapless carriers. They are immediate, credible threats to anyone trying to stop them.
And Lyra, the pirate captain, she just cuts straight through the shock and the quiet that follows.
She is the pragmatist.
Honed by years of surviving at sea, she immediately loots the body. And she finds the single most crucial piece of evidence that validates all their fears. A folded piece of paper.
A bounty.
The bounty paper is the smoking gun. It explicitly confirms, in black and white, someone wants Gundren captured or dead.
This transforms the simple delivery contract right there. It's no longer a logistics job.
It's a full-scale protection and investigation mission now. The stakes have just risen dramatically for Valindra, Imogen, Plepchilep, Lyra, Turin, and Ohio Jim. They know now that their journey is being tracked, and every step is dangerous.
So the knowledge of this bounty, combined with the mystery of that puzzle box, it just informs everything about their departure. The next day, there's this renewed sense of purpose, sure, but it's heavily colored by vigilance and unease.
They gather their supplies, load the wagons, and move from the crowded, noisy docks of Waterdeep onto the open expanse of the high road, heading toward Phandalin.
This transition from the city to the road is so critical for the atmosphere of the narrative.
It is, and the supplies are loaded onto a cart, driven by two enthusiastic gnomes, Wilbus and Umbin.
They provide a necessary contrast, don't they? A little bit of mundane innocence set against this gathering storm of danger.
We have to linger here, because it's easy to just skip over the journey itself. But days of travel pass. This isn't a quick trip. This is a grind.
Our sources describe the landscape changing, right? From managed fields outside the city walls to wilder, less forgiving territory.
And the atmosphere is one of dampness. The steady rhythm of the cart, mud splashing under the wheels, and this constant nagging paranoia that's just stemming from that bounty paper in their pocket.
The whole function of this road trip setup is to forge that strained camaraderie we were talking about.
Exactly. The shared effort of navigating, dealing with the weather, staying vigilant. It forces these disparate people. Valindra focused on Lura, Turin on his guilt, Imogen on her fractured mind. It forces them to operate as a unit.
They're learning each other's pace, their strengths, their weaknesses, all under this constant environmental pressure. The high road isn't a scenic route.
No, it's a crucible for their newly formed group identity.
And that vigilance is completely justified, because their first true stop and their first major encounter with serious danger outside the city happens as they reach the area of the Carnith Roadhouse.
Which is located, ominously, near the infamous, sprawling, and extremely dangerous Mere of Dead Men.
The Mere of Dead Men is notorious throughout the entire region. It's not just a swamp.
No, it's a vast, toxic, haunted wetland. It's synonymous with dark magic, monsters, decay. And the moment they get near it, Plepchelop, the turtle druid, he provides the environmental alarm.
His connection to nature is immediate. It's absolute. He's drawn by some unseen, profound force to the water's edge.
And instinct just overrides caution. He investigates the water, and he does what a true druid would do. He tastes it.
His declaration is so chilling and authoritative. Just one word: foul.
And this is a critical ecological warning. It confirms that the unnatural unease Gundren felt about the weather back in Waterdeep wasn't an isolated thing. The water here is tainted, it's poisoned.
It's an immediate threat to anyone camping nearby. This isn't just about discomfort, it's a direct threat to their life and health.
It reinforces the hostile nature of the entire environment they're in.
So, unwilling to risk camping near that poisoned water, they wisely decide to investigate a nearby, seemingly derelict guardhouse structure, the Carnith Roadhouse, hoping for safer shelter for the night.
They approach cautiously. Ohio Jim, ever the scout, he checks the door, and it's unlocked.
The unlocked door, the muffled voices from inside, the derelict condition of the place, it all sets off immediate alarm bells.
This roadhouse is failing its purpose as an inn or a guard post. It feels like a trap, or at the very least a front for something else.
And when they finally get inside, they're greeted by a Duergar dwarf.
And we need to pause here, because this is where the mundane stopover immediately becomes a high-stakes conspiracy.
A gray dwarf from the Underdark. A race often associated with extreme cruelty, with slavery, with this aggressive expansionist agenda.
And he's appearing openly on the surface world, right next to a critical trade route.
The Duergar's presence fundamentally changes the nature of this mystery. Why is a subterranean creature who culturally despises the surface world and its inhabitants? Why is he running a seemingly welcoming but dismissive roadhouse?
Right next to foul waters and seemingly derelict infrastructure, this isn't simple banditry. This signals an established high-level operation.
We are looking at a potential case of, Underdark encroachment. Maybe breaking ancient surface treaties?
Or facilitating illicit trade routes designed to bypass surface laws.
And the Duergar host, he's described as welcoming but ultimately dismissive. He offers them only the stable for shelter.
It's a classic misdirection play. Appease the surface travelers just enough to keep them from investigating too closely.
And this seemingly innocuous detail, the host himself, it triggers a profound emotional response in Plepchelop.
His earlier distrust of the tainted water deepens into true dread.
His eyes lock onto a specific symbol or a sign at the roadhouse, and it sparks this terrifying, profound memory, a chilling echo of the day his family was slaughtered.
That is a critical narrative beat. The location is instantly emotionally connected to Plepchilep's deepest personal tragedy.
Whatever this Duergar operation is, it bears a symbolic mark that is tied to the destructive forces that ravaged his home.
This moves the threat from something external, a bounty on Gundren, to something deeply internal, a direct confrontation with Plepchilep's driving fear and his purpose.
He's forced to confront the possibility that the darkness he ran from, the dark forces that took his dragon turtle, are actively working right here, under the guise of a roadside inn.
The emotional stakes are now fully realized.
And unfortunately, the party doesn't dwell on the trauma for long. Lyra, the sharp-eyed captain, she provides the undeniable evidence.
She spots the secret entrance, a tunnel opening, hidden almost carelessly beneath a conveniently placed hay bale.
And the group instantly realizes the roadhouse is nothing more than a front for something vast operating right beneath their feet.
Once that secret is out, the party's reaction is defined by surgical caution. They split up.
The core investigators, Ohio Jim, Turin, and Imogen, they risk immediate entry into that dark tunnel.
While Valindra, Lyra, and Plepchilep remain above with the cart, they know the mission supplies are still a priority. They split the party based on tactical roles, exploration versus protection.
Let's follow the descent. The atmosphere in this hidden supply line is immediate and visceral.
Our sources describe the tunnel as dark, damp, and just oppressively thick with the scent of earth and decay. It's clearly a tree underground passage, and critically, it's heavily utilized.
This isn't some forgotten cellar.
No, this is an active artery.
And the discoveries they make down there are the key pieces of evidence. They move this investigation from just, local criminality to a confirmed regional conspiracy.
The most important find is the emblem. It's stamped onto these large crates and barrels that are lining the tunnel walls, a stylized, unmistakable emblem of a dragon.
The dragon emblem is everything. We have a Duergar presence operating near poisoned surface water, using a hidden professional tunnel.
And stamping their cargo with a dragon symbol. This is the key piece of evidence, linking this local smuggling ring to a much larger, highly organized entity.
This confirms it. This isn't just local bandits looking to pilfer a few supplies.
Exactly. The sophistication of the infrastructure. A hidden tunnel that can move large, stamped crates combined with the racial specificity of the Duergar and the power symbolism of the dragon. It suggests an established subterranean supply line.
And it's likely tied to the greater machinations of the Underdark and a powerful dragon-themed organization.
Which might just confirm Plepchilep's fears about the dragon cultists.
So let's dedicate some time to breaking down the inventory of this operation, because the specific mix of loot tells a profound story about the scale and the ultimate purpose of the people running this underground line.
We have to analyze the loot mix. The items are highly indicative of a multifaceted professional criminal enterprise.
Ohio Jim, ever the rogue, he's the first to find the subtle evidence.
He discovers a scroll of invisibility, tucked away, which suggests the operation requires sophisticated stealth capabilities.
Right. This isn't a small-time operation if they're just, burning a valuable scroll on moving boxes.
That scroll implies high-value targets, high-risk infiltration, or maybe magical transport that's needed to facilitate the surface activities of the Duergar.
And then there's the financial engine of the whole thing. Ohio Jim also unearths a box containing pure wealth, a cache of gold and a glittering diamond.
Which confirms the scale. This is high-value contraband being moved in bulk. It's funding the entire conspiracy.
But then Imogen's discovery adds this fascinating, almost jarring counterpoint to the military focus.
She finds unexpected paintings and art.
Why smuggle culture alongside weapons?
It suggests a few possibilities. First, the criminals are sophisticated enough to be moving illicit cultural artifacts. Stolen goods, maybe, taken from noble houses or temples, which means they have contacts in high places.
Or second, if these are old, valuable paintings, they could be used for money laundering. Or they just represent portable, untraceable wealth alongside the raw gold.
It signals a group that cares about more than just brute power. They care about status and historical value.
And Turin, the gnome barbarian, finds ordinary clothes. These seem minor at first.
But they suggest disguises, supplies for surface operatives, the need to blend in or provision the Duergar, who might need to spend significant time outside their tunnels.
But then he finds something far more sinister. Rocks. Just rocks.
Rocks that Ohio Jim recognizes as potential potent ammunition.
That is the chilling ultimate detail. They are moving not just luxury goods, high art, and cash, but components for weaponry. perhaps specialized ammunition designed for a larger military or paramilitary force.
So when you combine the immense wealth, the stealth gear, the weaponry components, and that dragon emblem, the picture solidifies. This is a highly organized, dangerous supply chain supporting a powerful group's long-term military or political machinations on the surface world.
It's staggering. In one short night, just trying to find shelter from some bad water, they stumbled into the existence of something that stretches far beyond Gundren's simple delivery job.
The Duergar's presence, Plepchelep's profound trauma, and this powerful dragon insignia. It suggests they've intersected with a serious, widespread conspiracy.
Yeah.
One that's tied directly to the very forces Plepchelep feared.
And this raises a really important question that you, as the listener, need to consider. What is the goal of this dragon organization?
The evidence suggests they're preparing for conflict. They are financing themselves with gold and art. They're acquiring tools for stealth and infiltration with that invisibility scroll. And they are amassing military supplies with the potent ammunition.
The danger is no longer just the bounty on Gundren's head. It is the entire infrastructure they have now exposed, and the consequences of that exposure.
If you look at the competence they've demonstrated, from Ohio Jim's quick reaction to that goblin to Lyra's sharp-eyed discovery of the hidden tunnel, the party's response to this overwhelming threat has been decisive, pragmatic action.
And that pragmatism dictates their next move.
Absolutely. After gathering their discoveries, the trio wisely leaves the Carnith Roadhouse with haste. They decide not to press their luck further with the suspicious Duergar host.
Who could call for reinforcements at any moment?
At any moment. They realize the enormous power structure they've just exposed, and discretion became the better part of valor.
You can just imagine the adrenaline driving them as they push hard, traveling through the rest of the night, trying to put maximum distance between themselves and that roadhouse.
They understand they're now carrying not just Gundren's cargo, but highly sensitive intelligence about a massive operation. Their focus is to escape the immediate zone of contamination.
They travel until they reach the small coastal town of Leilon. They arrive at daybreak, just absolutely exhausted, but determined to find safety and assess their new reality.
They settle at the local inn for much-needed rest after the ambush, the journey, and that clandestine, heart-pounding investigation.
Everyone is battered, psychologically drained, and just craving oblivion. They all retire immediately for sleep. They need to process the sudden violence, the bounty confirmation, and the shocking discovery of the Duergar smuggling ring and that dragon emblem.
Everyone, that is, except one.
Right. And this brings us to the final, fascinating, and most unique detail of their arrival in Leilon. It's a perfect window into the singular nature of the turtle druid, Plepchelep.
The rest of the heroes are asleep. But Plepchelep, whose instincts were the first to be triggered by that foul water near the mirror, he performs this peculiar ritual.
He doesn't seek out a clean bed. He goes downstairs, finds the kitchen, and consumes a large uncooked fish before he finally succumbs to exhaustion.
And this isn't just some quirky anecdote. It is a profound character moment that closes this initial section of the story.
It speaks volumes about the depth of his nature and his immediate instinctual rejection of the corruption they just experienced.
He encountered tainted water. He saw symbols of primal destruction. He inhaled the foul decay of that tunnel. So his act of consuming the raw fish.
It's a form of purification.
Precisely. It's a primal restorative action. He is symbolically cleansing himself. By consuming raw, untainted life force, the uncooked fish, he's trying to restore his own internal balance.
Rejecting the unnatural corruption of the Underdark and the mirror of dead men before allowing himself to rest.
His unique biological and spiritual needs, they necessitate an immediate, powerful counterpoint to the darkness they just encountered. It is a defining moment for his character as he steps fully into this conspiracy.
So if we look back at the scope of this single session, from the tavern ambush all the way to the raw fish ritual, what is the ultimate takeaway here?
The simple delivery job is absolutely dead.
Oh, it's gone.
The mission is now complex, political, and extraordinarily dangerous. The heroes confirm their mission is compromised by an organized hit the goblin, assassin, the bounty. They've been united by shared peril, and they have uncovered the existence of a highly organized subterranean smuggling operation marked by a powerful dragon emblem.
Their path to Phandalin is now just inextricably intertwined with a regional conspiracy involving Underdark forces and potent weaponry.
It truly was a baptism by underground tunnel. This entire group, each driven by intensely personal quests for redemption or memory or family, is now thrust onto a stage far larger than they ever anticipated.
They stepped off the high road for a simple night's rest and uncovered evidence of a deep rot that runs from the Underdark right up to the surface world.
And that dragon emblem guarantees this story is just beginning. The logistics of the smuggling operation, the combination of wealth, stolen art, stealth magic, military supplies, it shows this group has far-reaching ambitions beyond simple thievery. They are preparing for something significant.
And our heroes just walked right into the middle of it.
They certainly did.
That dragon emblem is the focus of our final thought for you. Is it just the logo of a powerful gang? A strong organizational marker for a crime syndicate?
Or is it a symbolic identifier for the specific type of contraband they're moving?
Or is it the sign of an emerging, far greater threat? Perhaps the very dragon cultists Plepjulip feared, that extends its influence from the depths of the Underdark all the way up to the High Road, using the Duergar as their surface agents.
What is being prepared for? And why does Gundren Rockseeker's simple delivery to Phandalin intersect so violently with this powerful hidden enterprise?
The scale and sophistication of the loot suggests the operation is funding and supplying a military objective aimed at power projection. Maybe seizing control of key locations like Phandalin.
The heroes are resting now, but the secret intelligence they carry is anything but restful.
Join us next time as we discover what happens when they finally wake up in Leylon and continue their journey toward Phandalin, a town that waits, unsuspecting, unaware of the darkness heading its way. A darkness our heroes just saw firsthand.